Hi there. So, I recorded a bunch of interviews with all the guys accounting Gravestones and only realized just now that I have not recorded one for myself. So, that's what this is. My name's Graves, lead singer of Counting Gravestones, and it's been a long time coming for this, but this is the making of No Rest for the Dead, our first EP as a band. This is a conglomerate of 5 songs that we wrote as a band early on and have performed for quite a while now, but have not had the chance to record them until now. So I think I'm speaking for everyone in the band in saying that we're really excited that this is happening, and we're really excited for all of you to hear this, because it's been a long, long time coming. And yeah.
Satisfactory.
Fair enough.
Sponsored by... Just kidding.
Oh, sponsored by... I'm going to censor that.
Sponsored
by...
Water.
I want to start things off with, like, what is the dynamic between you and Jack? Like, how you guys usually work and when it comes to your writing process.
Okay, so how it usually starts is he starts with an idea, something a little simpler, nothing wrong with that. And then I would come up with some type of lead or some type of rhythm part that kind of sounds like a solo. It's just like a little pattern I would put over it. And a good example of that is in Tombstone Doors. So I believe what happened is he started with that riff. I went home, recorded a demo of that, and that's when I came up with that little rhythm part over top of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of parts. Another example is Crooked, a bit of an older song. That one with the verse, he's got that really driving rhythm, and then I've got that little lead over it. So we have a really good dynamic that way.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it.
So Tombstone Doors was one of our first songs that we ever wrote with Tomo as a full band officially. Tomo had actually joined much later on. We couldn't find a bassist for the longest time, and then we wrote Crooked with him and Facade, and we actually ended up writing Tombstone in the same vein when Tomo had just joined the band. This song's like really aggressive. When I was writing the lyrics for this, I had a lot of questions. And it had a lot to do with questioning religion, and you can see, you'll be able to hear that theme throughout the song, at least lyrically. It has a lot to do with questioning the morality of religion and what the intentions are versus what is portrayed by organized religion. And I don't know really what came from that, other than it was just an aggressive song that I really thought that these lyrics fit that. And it's become one of my favorite songs that we still play today, just because it's so in your face and has such a fuck you attitude to it, and I love that.
That song, to me, is like kind of like our breakthrough song, you know what I mean? That's the song where our writing just started to get so much better, and everything started to come together as a band, and we realized what we were about. Big time. That's how I feel. That's why it's still my favorite song. I got that love for it deep down.
Yeah. And a little bit later on, maybe a week or two later, he had this part that kind of sounded like an intro, but I really expanded on it and made the chorus more interesting like I usually do. And then wrote a lead part over it, and that became the intro for it.
When it comes to Tombstone Doors, well, what's your favorite part? I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about like each individual track.
Honestly, I'm not sure what my favorite part of the track would be. It might just be the slow intro to it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
It's the only track that I feel like we have that has that sort of feeling that creeps into the song. Everything else I feel like just kind of starts almost.
That's fair. No, I agree with you. There's like a build up that I enjoy in that song for sure.
then when it comes to the chorus, pretty much wrote that 50-50. He wrote the starting of it, and I wrote pretty much the tail or the turnaround of it.
It was Jack and John that had wrote this guitar part, and it come to me with, you know, a very heavy verse riff, but a very, very open chorus.
That's not the riff.
And I'm like, I'd love to have some contrast in here, which is why I kind of added melody vocals as well. Don't get me wrong, I love screaming, it's fun, but I like being able to portray that I can do more than just screams. I'm not saying that screams are a bad thing. I want to, you know, make myself as versatile of a vocalist as possible. And this song was definitely one of those songs that for sure pushed me to become a better vocalist.
Man, that was a weird point in the band.
It was.
Because we didn't know where we were going. We hadn't even played a live show yet when we wrote that song. He just joined the band because Crooked was the first song we wrote with him. We wrote that right after, and if that song wasn't written, I don't know where the band would be today.
No, the same here.
Like,
absolutely.
That's one of those songs that made me realize, like, yeah, I want to be in this band forever.
For
like,
sure.
This is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
This is a good thing.
No, absolutely.
When it comes to the solo part, obviously we wrote our own solos. And then there's the rhythm part. Did he write the rhythm part? I think he did.
I think he wrote the rhythm part.
Yeah,
At least for the...
just the basic rhythm
yeah,
part.
yeah, and then you added on to Climb.
I don't know if you look at songs like that when you're writing a bass part for it. It seems like Jack does a similar thing, but like, what is that feeling you get like when you think of this song? What does it mean to you, I guess?
Really, I'm not sure what it would mean to me, because I just enjoy playing. That's how I write my parts.
That's fair.
Just making something that's fun to play.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
If that song wasn't written, I don't know where the band would be today.
No, the same here.
Like,
absolutely.
That's one of those songs that made me realize, like, yeah, I want to be in this band forever.
For
like,
sure.
This is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
This is a good thing.
So when you were writing that guitar part, what was like the moral of the story that was behind it for you?
When I was writing it, I was in a very, wouldn't say completely depressed state of mind. It would be more of like a angry state of mind, like angry at the world.
I think we all were.
Fuck! Gosh, stop yelling at me.
So needy, so demanding.
Yeah, dude, he's really mean to me. It's hard to work with him. He yells a lot. All the time, man. In fact, he yells.
Gosh.
Like the whole time he's in there, he yells literally all the time.
Gosh.
All nice things to me, but he yells.
Yeah. Had stuff going on in life, young kid,
Yeah.
not knowing what to do.
No, I think we all were going through our own shit. Easily, I think one of my favorite parts of the song is just the breakdown. Jack wasn't about it at all, but I had suggested a call out. I was listening to a lot of hardcore at the time. A lot what you'll see in hardcore and deathcore and shit like that is just, call outs right before the breakdown, and I wanted to have that kind of fucking feeling, you know what I mean? So that's why I suggested, threw the idea at Jack, and he wasn't about it at first, but once we did that call out, the stuck in the labyrinth where no one can hear you scream and it just punches in, I think he was finally sold on it. But overall, yeah, that's one of my favorite songs to play just because it is so versatile when it comes to the heaviness with the clean vocals, which I think you'll see is a common theme in a lot of our music.
When it comes to the breakdown, I believe I wrote the entirety of the pre-breakdown and the actual breakdown, and then the ending I believe I wrote too. It was a little bit more on my side, but it was still a good balance between me and him writing stuff on that song.
Yeah, I remember the timing for the breakdown was the toughest part we were struggling with the most. Just that ding, 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 ding,
and the pre-breakdown used to be like a little more technical, but we just made it a little simpler.
Yeah, I think we simplified it down a little bit more, but I think it was for the better.
Oh yeah, less is more sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
The it factor for me is definitely the breakdown, because I remember when we were writing it, you were like, I want to try this call-out thing, and I was like, oh, here we go. So my thinking was like, yeah, I'm not going to be a fan, and you did it, and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's sick, that's the part of the song, because that's the first song we play every time.
Yeah.
The way the crowd really just gets into it, it's like, wow.
You got it right here. Fuck yeah, dude, that was it.
I guess, when it comes to being part of this band, if you told that person, we're going to be recording here, making music together.
I'd believe that we'd be recording here. I wouldn't believe things would have played out exactly how they did.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't believe we'd be making music as well written as we do.
Fair.
Because in the beginning it was rough.
Fair enough.
Rough. And then out of nowhere, when Tomo joined the band, there was just a switch.
Yeah. I always get it confused.
No!
Fuck, I didn't do it.
Right!
What happened? No one did it.
Shit! I wasn't ready! Next one would be Eternal, which is a complete switch up from Tombstone. Not necessarily, it's still heavy, it's just heavy as fuck the entire time.
That one was an accident.
That one,
But a good accident.
that one was weird, because Aaron, our original drummer, was like, I just want to write something fucking heavy, and I just... and now we switched it, changed that verse riff a little bit to make it more interesting. But that song was another one that just came together like that.
I specifically remember, I think we wrote that in a day.
Yeah, we did.
That one started with a pretty much just stupidly heavy but simple riff that he wrote, and then we pretty much expanded on that, and then he wrote the verse part, kind of like Avenged Sevenfold, I guess, sounding type part. And then we got the pre-chorus, which is just the intro but extended, and we got the verse, which is some punk sounding type thing, just straight power chords mostly through, and then you got that little syncopated part.
Eternal was a song that was comprised of a very, very simple guitar riff that Jack threw out as a joke, and the original drummer of the band, Aaron, was like, oh dude, that's sick, and we're like, okay. And we kind of threw it together, and we started developing it, and went from the dun 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 to the dun 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 dun, like the syncopated notes, which in my opinion, made it a lot more interesting and makes it a lot more bouncy in the long run. I love Eternal because it's nothing more than what it portrays. It is heavy as fuck. It's literally there to be the I want to break something song. Those lyrics specifically have a lot to do with dealing with people that think they have authority over you or have some sort of authority that you don't necessarily have in their eyes. It's about dealing with those kinds of emotions and the state of mind that that can bring you into when you are constantly just festering anger over someone else's bullshit.
So I guess when it comes to your parts, like which parts do you like to play the most out of all the tracks?
Out of all the tracks, probably Eternal.
Eternal? Okay.
Because that I have some slap, I have chords, and I have tapping that I do pretty
Right.
quickly in succession. Plus, I think it's just
Fun to, to
just
be
trying to
be
do
sure.
the different things with it.
Right, no, that's cool.
Put your ass into it, Jack.
Yeah, that was good, but like, do it with less suck.
And then we got the pre-breakdown, which is actually a riff written by you. And then the lower part of that, I wrote that part, the lower part.
Right.
We could do like a lo-fi thing right now too. What if we did like a left on half and a right on the other half? Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I remember we were pushing for a show because one of the songs we cut out that we'll never play again.
Right.
We were pushing to write new songs,
Right.
so we didn't have to play that
That's-
one again. Yeah.
That was the motivation. And we were just like, fuck, we need another song.
Yeah, but then that came out and it was like, this works, it's not bad.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
The breakdown in that one, obviously, we just went for heavy as fuck. I really, this one wipes me out live because it is one like heavy screams the entire time. I mean, yeah, there's breaks in certain parts for sure, but like it's lows to highs to mids, and then like at the very breakdown, I'm just giving everything I can to hit just nasty as fuck lows and like screeching highs for that last part.
Broken, the best of the best and fall through the blur of the victory laughing. God's razor attached to the nails in my back.
Would you say Eternal's the most complex song off the, I mean, when it comes to your instrument or your instrumentals, is the most complex off the EP or not?
Probably for the verse, yeah, but it's hard to say as an overall song. 'Cause
Right.
it might be Masochist that might have like the most complex parts out of any song that we
Yeah.
wrote. But
Yeah, I gotcha. No, that's
sure.
that's
I try to mix in some context with simplicity. So
fuck you, dude. Sorry. I think we got that on camera.
I think what really ties that song together is the leads. Well, not crazy leads. Well, there is one crazy lead tagging.
Yeah, but I think it definitely meshes everything together.
The reason I added like leads to that one is with most songs, I'm not extremely happy with them until like a certain point when I feel like there's enough melodic content for it to be a composition, not just a song.
That's fair. That's fair. That's an intelligent way to think of it.
Because I just feel like I want to show everyone we're not just musicians, we're composers. I think a lot of that comes out through the orchestral and the piano parts on this EP.
Fair enough. So yeah, I think overall Eternal is fun for me. It's definitely not my favorite track, but it still holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first songs that we put together as a band. And much like Tombstone and Eternal is a lot like it's one of our breakthrough songs, like Tombstone was. In a sense, where Tomo had just joined the band and we were fresh into having new ideas for songs. And I think we honestly just pumped out this song in like 2 days. That's not saying that it was like, oh, it was rushed, but like we just had a natural feel for it. And once we got the riff down, just the chemistry worked enough in the band that we were able to nail it down in 1 or 2 days and be able to start rehearsing and workshopping and adding to it and, switching parts out. Yeah, we didn't necessarily have it finished in 2 days, but we had the whole structure done within the first 2 days of rehearsal for 2 rehearsals, which I think that's why I still hold it so close to my heart, is because it was that point in time where we were really just excited. It was new, and not that I don't have that drive anymore, but it's nostalgic for me, is the best way I can put it.
Let's move on to Forgive Me, I guess.
Yeah, that one started with this idea of this rhythm part, and then it ends with this little tail, this little riff going on, and then we pretty much expanded from there. And he actually wrote a lot of that one. He wrote pretty much the chorus. Well, mostly, he wrote just any part with that little rhythm on it, with a little tail. He wrote that.
I love that song. I remember we went to record a demo for it, and me and John thought we were writing there.
Yeah.
Like, writing it there.
Justin.
Our former drummer at the time, Justin, was like, you guys don't have it written? And I was like, well, I got 2 good riffs that we can throw in there, and we changed the chorus riff because it was too, like, riffy in it, and made it more straight, and it came together so easy. Like, I feel like that song was one of the easiest songs to write for us. It was just so...
This one hurts, man. This one really hurts. Forgive Me it was our first stab at trying to make something a little more poppy, I guess I would call it. Not necessarily like in a sense where it's just catchy all the time, but we wanted to make something a little more melodic. And I was going through a lot of shit at the time. I was having a lot of emotions when we wrote this song. I had just recently had a falling out with a partner. It was really hard because of the emotions I was feeling, because I had felt guilty about the whole thing. I had felt, oh, this is really personal. You don't need to hear this. Long story short, I was going through a breakup, and it was hard for me because I was the one that was breaking up with that person. And I had felt guilty because it's not like I necessarily hated this person. I still cared about this person. And it was hard to see someone I care about be hurt because of me, because of the feelings I was feeling. So this song has a lot to do with apologizing for the emotions you can't control. It was basically a letter to this person, for me, when I originally wrote it, to basically apologize because I wasn't feeling the same way I used to. That was something I had to work through because I couldn't forgive myself for it. I think that's where that song stems from, is most definitely like a sorrowful feeling. And I think all my bandmates, Tomo, Jack, John, and our old drummer at the time, kind of felt that energy from me, and which is why this song kind of turned out as well as it did, is because they were kind of feeling for me too. So like, yeah, that's where it really stemmed from, was needing the validation of forgiveness, and how sometimes you can't control the way you feel, and that hurts other people, and how you can't control that, and how sometimes you have to accept that.
For me, how I take it is, it's about, you really had this true love for someone, but something just caused it to end where it wasn't clicking anymore.
Right.
So that, and when I was going through stuff and we were writing that, because I was going through things too.
I was going through, but
oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know you were going through.
It was like, man, once I heard that chorus the first time, I was like, man, that's beautiful.
I remember there was a moment between like you and I looked at each other when we finished and we were like, oh fuck, that hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Even when we play it live, I still like get that feeling where I'm just standing there like in my feelings playing the guitar.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I love the chorus on this song because it is easily one of the higher choruses I've wrote melodically. I really pushed myself to, you know, really hit those notes and, you know, make them feel genuine, feel a lot more sorrowful and carry this feeling. And I love the harmonies on it. Brandon really helped me out with that because, I mean, Brandon and John is a genius when it comes to being able to write harmonies to a fault, to the point where he wants to put harmonies on everything. But we keep him in check. I'm the same way when it comes to vocals. I like putting harmonies over vocal parts. Sometimes I go a little too far, but I think in this song it was necessary to kind of make it more of a contrast. Forgive me, I really pushed myself to be more melodic, and I wanted to, you know, explore my range a little bit more, which is why I went so hard on the chorus, pushing harmonies for this part, because it was just important to me to portray that emotion genuinely.
And I'm sorry that I can't be one anymore. It's killing me just to see you hit the floor. Please forgive me. I don't feel like I did be.
And I think that's what makes this song special, is that it is a lot more melodic than most of our music, but it still has that contrast of screams to clean vocals that we really like. However, I think this one is definitely one of our lighter songs when it comes to just in-your-face heaviness. It's definitely more sorrowful. It's definitely more metalcore-y in a way. It has a lot of more driving parts like you'd remember from 2010's metalcore kind of stuff, and I really fucked with that because that's how I grew up, was the 2010 metalcore. But yeah, I mean, that song is very important to me because of the meaning behind it and what it meant to me and how hard it was to go through the emotions that I was going through and how bad I felt about that person that was going through the same thing with me.
The bridge for that one, I believe I wrote the rhythm for the bridge, and then he wrote the lead over top of it. Like, he wrote kind of a good majority of that one, just like I wrote a good majority of Tombstone.
Yeah, like leads.
That last ring out of that guitar, like just when it has that somber ending to it, it's kind of really cool. Detrimental Decay is easily, I'd say, my favorite song of the bunch out of all of them, because this is one of those songs that was a perfect contrast where I feel like we have an equal amount of screams to clean vocals in here where it just works perfect.
The intro riff, the
Yeah.
that well, me and John wrote that one together, and
He was in my bedroom, I was in the bathroom, I came out, I was like, holy shit, dude, what is that? That's really cool. He's like, I just wrote that. I came out, I was like, that would be cool if I had like a major third harmony to that.
Right.
Pretty much went from there. That one, the writing is a lot more balanced as opposed to Tombstone, where it was mostly me writing, and Forgive Me, where it was mostly him writing. That was really a lot more of a team effort.
When it comes to like working off of Jack and John's guitar parts, do you find it fairly easy to, like, I guess, like, learning off of them? Because I know they're very much like, oh, here, like, look at this for a second, and then they go back to playing with each other. Is it make it difficult to write your own parts, or do you catch on pretty quickly, I guess? It seems like you do, honestly.
It's not really that hard. It's mainly just seeing what the root notes are, then I build off that.
Okay.
So it's like, I could keep it very simple, just if I wanted to, just going
back and forth with what
but I like to build off that with octaves and different things.
No,
But
that's awesome.
the initial learning, it's just finding out what the root notes are, and there I just build it.
And then how you add to that.
That one, I was expecting it to be like, I wouldn't say a hardcore sound, but more of a shouty.
Yeah.
And the way you took it vocally, I was like, this is way better than I expected it to be.
I would say that the chorus is so fucking powerful to me, and the scream parts just push that so much harder, where it just punches you out of nowhere after you're hearing this soaring chorus, and it just fucking levels you. And I love that feeling. And I love just the piano parts we added behind this. I think really add and layer the song quite a bit. Same thing with the harmonies we added on this with the vocals.
Damn. It's like you're ascending at that part.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
I don't know why that song makes me sad. Like, for sure.
Well,
it's-
because it's all about people I lost that I idolized.
Yeah.
When I wrote these lyrics, it had just happened when I had a lot of aspiring artists that I looked up to had died, whether it be drug overdose, old age, otherwise. It was something that always kind of hit hard for me whenever I lost someone that I looked up to, whether it's Kurt Cobain or the lead singer of Death, or it's the lead singer of Scary Kids Scaring Kids, or the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold. Stuff like that's always hit hard for me because those are the kind of bands that, pushed me to be an artist. Losing that person that you didn't even necessarily know personally, that touched you in such a way with whatever their art was or whatever their music was. It's always hard because you're never going to have that feeling again, where you're never going to have that genuine sound be portrayed in a new way by that person. It's a hard feeling to lose someone that you care about that inspired you in such a way. There's a lot of people like that in my life when it comes to music. This song is just a letter and ode to that feeling of loss of an idol, loss of someone that helped you through so much, and they don't even know you. I honestly think that there's a different meaning to every song for every person in this band.
Exactly. That song's meaning to me would probably be like growing as a person and finding yourself. Like,
Right.
You gotta figure things out, become a bigger person, and get better. And it explains like all the crap you'll go through in life.
Mm-hmm. And how to pull you down.
Yeah, and the thoughts
I
that
can see
go
that.
through your head.
No, that's totally.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. When you have like parts on stage with because there's a couple parts in these songs like Detrimental and parts like that where you're shining the most, do they give you nerves on stage, or is it more of an exciting thing for you to have that part, like where it's your highlight?
It might be more in between. It's not like I get nerves. It's not like I'm super excited for it.
Right.
Honestly, like those parts are kind of simple. So it's like, yeah, I show off a little bit, but I show off more with other parts that I've written and do that are more complex. Or
Yeah, for sure.
But when it comes on stage, I'm usually not worrying about how complex my parts are. I'm usually moving around,
Performing.
performing.
The breakdown's heavy as fuck, not too long though.
That came from a pretty old demo of mine from maybe like 4 years ago, where it started with a bass and then the guitars came in. And admittedly, that sounds a bit like a System of a Down song, Sweet Pea, which I probably didn't even hear at the time when I originally wrote that part. But, you know.
Detrimental's outro solo is easily some of John's best work as a solo guitarist when it comes to, you know, guitar solo.
And then that goes back into the chorus really nicely, and ends on maybe one of my best solos, I think.
Pray for the Fall.
Yep.
When it comes to that song, I remember you were hesitant about it at first because you didn't like the idea that we were just going straight the entire time. Just what kind of sold you on it, I guess.
It just worked. When I was like, oh, that chorus ain't slowing down at all, I was like, man, that's going to be too rushed, all that. But it turned out great. And I was like, I was wrong.
That one has come to be my favorite song from the project, just after hearing it so many times. Starts with a really cool drum intro. Going to the verse me and Jack had for a little while is when we were in between transitioning drummers. That song was like in limbo for a little bit.
Pray for the Fall lyrically has a lot to do with the idea of the afterlife, questioning what the afterlife is specifically. And it's one of my favorite songs because it's heavy as fuck. But the weird thing about this one that I find so interesting is that the guitars kind of carry the melody here. Like, yeah, I'm using screams, but I'm using melody screams as well. Oh, John, also, fuck you in the future when you're editing this. Anyways, this is Graves from Counting Gravestones. We're recording Pray for the Fall today. Doing some of the vocal work for it. Just getting started and set up. Waiting for Brandon to turn on my mic so he can hear me.
You never find the pull of the static, faith and all the is automatic. You can never say the sinister side where the universe resides. The shattering fate of the fall, the memories you can't recall. Save me.
I mean, like, it's also just like, I mean, a hard song to scream for me, but you guys, I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
It's fatiguing, it seems like it.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, like, I love the build-up of that song.
Oh, yeah, it's great because the whole time it seems like it's just going up and it don't drop off. You know, it ends heavy, it stays heavy, and there's still melodic in it with the chorus.
That's an interesting thing to me too, is that there is some melody to it.
Like even the not as much as we usually do in the vocals, but with the guitar with the in the background, it just keeps it flowing and it keeps the melodic vibe we're always looking for.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. John and Jack did a fantastic job at being able to portray a form of melody in the background of this song. And it's very prevalent in the track, and it complements the vocal part very well. And I mean, obviously, Tomo mirrored that in such a way that it really gives it some good groundwork.
I got a nice, short but sweet little solo in that. Sometimes it's better to just have a
tasteful solo. It's not too...
I'm not like a big fan of like solos that go on endlessly just to show off.
Yeah.
I think it has to serve the song. I think the bridge is definitely a standout. It just comes out of nowhere, and then it goes into this pretty cool breakdown. That's actually a little bit Vince Simple inspired by like the song Scream. And then of course you got that ultra climactic ending to that song.
Yeah.
Just wraps the whole project up and pretty much just sends it home with a bang.
Yeah,
I
for
don't know if
sure.
that's like a boomer phrase or whatever.
No, that's fair though.
Returning from nothing again and again just to fall into the fucking heaven. Then I awaken, the cycle begins. When will it stop? There is no fucking end.
I love the piano part that John added that really complements the outro as well as some of the breakdown parts. Oh, plus the breakdown's fucking sick. There's a bridge and then there's a build up to the breakdown, which is I think one of our best breakdowns, and I think it's perfect for the end of the EP. It most definitely feels like a conclusion at the very end of this song, in a sense where you hear the clock ticking, and you hear the last couple words, "There is no fucking end," and it rings out, and you just hear this haunting symphony part that just echoes in, and it's supposed to be this haunting feeling that really portrays the idea of the song, the never-ending cycle of what reincarnation or what we consider the afterlife. I guess when it comes to the songs themselves, like, are you comfortable with this style of metal, I guess, when it comes to the overarching theme of the songs?
I mean, what I listen to is mainly metal. I mean, probably actually more rock than metal.
Yeah. Okay.
But rock and metal in general is what I listen to, from very poppy rock to very heavy deathcore.
Yeah.
So it's a very wide range of what I usually listen to.
Right.
So it
right.
sits right in what I enjoy.
That's cool. Is it kind of cool to see all these songs that we've had in the bank for so long coming together?
Oh, it's great because it's like we have a general idea of what they sound like because we play them live. But when you hear them recorded, it's a whole different story because you hear everything.
Absolutely.
And it blows my mind every time. It's like, wow, this is sweet, coming out awesome. And all of our songs, we make changes in the studio to them because, that part sounds like shit. Oh, we need to redo this. Oh, we could add that.
Yeah.
We put a lot of our emotions in there.
Yeah.
And everything, because all of us go in on vocals, go in on guitar parts, all of us putting our emotions, it shows our vulnerability.
Yeah. Vulnerability.
Yeah, in all of the music, because our feelings, our true feelings are coming out in everything. We write how we feel.
For sure.
And it's definitely something people can listen to and be like, I can relate to this. That's the big thing with me with music. When I listen to songs, I'm like, yeah, fuck, I can feel that for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to like some modern metal bands, all they care about is like tuning low and playing as heavy shit as possible. But if you can't write a good song, then what does that even mean? I'm not saying all bands are like that though. There are definitely some bands that do it well. I just think the element of melody, and especially guitar solos are a lost art. I think when it comes to this project, is like kind of mixed emotions because I'm excited to get these songs out, but I don't want the process to be over because it's been really fun working on these songs, which are, I think, definitely our most mature batch of songs coming out. These are definitely the 5 I think we've held on to as
The longest.
Yeah, and it's like, this is what we can actually do as a band. And I'm excited to get these out. I'm very excited for people to hear these.
The song is a lot like Detrimental thematically, but from a different perspective. It's not mourning your idols, it's fearing what comes after for you, personally, and questioning why everyone seems to know what's going on about the afterlife, but no one really seems to have proof, and how twistedly simplified that concept can be. It's supposed to represent that feeling of questioning, screaming into that silence of like, well, what happens after? Where do I go? Why am I getting reincarnated as this person? Why do I remember everything now but don't remember anything from a previous life? It's questioning the afterlife, the concept of wanting to have answers, more explanation, and receiving none. It's close with Detrimental. It's like they're tied for me when it comes to my favorite songs off this album, because I think they both have such a greater meaning that I can't put into words very well because as you can see, but I think they speak for themselves better than I could ever. So with that being said, you should go fucking listen to them. But overall, I've had such a great time recording with these guys. These guys have become my brothers over the years. Well, year for Tomo, but years for Jack and John. It's really exciting to see it all come together because we've been thinking about this for ever since we started. And it's really surreal to see it all come together in such a way. So that being said, Counting Gravestones is releasing No Rest for the Dead on September 29th on all platforms. And you better fucking listen to it or else. See you guys.
Oh, fuck me that.
Dude's got the James Hetfield patch.
Yeah. Often never, never there.
Where are we at church?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My name is Jack. I'm killing this rap.
Get back.
Yeah. Get him back. Paying tax.
Jack's fucking mixtapes coming out 2024, bitches. We're leaking your fucking content early. We're gonna ruin your music career.
Leaking my rap songs.
Pull your dick out if you need to.
Oh my god!
No!
Goofy ass sounds. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
It's a sting in a horror movie.
You know, when you really gotta go to the bathroom, you're rushing. But when you're done and you're in there, you're peeing.
Oh my god, bro.
Corniest shit I've ever heard in my life. European.
What the hell? Oh my god, no way, yeah, yeah.
Jesus. Scared the fuck out of me. That's him saying thank you. And what song would you ever use these terrible sounds?
What the fuck? My pen exploded.
We got that on video. This is quality content. It's right in the next Legend of Zelda theme.
Did Jesus sabotage my pen? Do you think it's the two Ouija board things up there?
They like the synth noise. They like the minor key.
Yeah, they're just like, oh.
Ooh, I'm a goose. Ooh, I'm a goose.
Male O's, here we go. That's not a
He's chilling. He Bing chilling. Bing chilling. Yeah, I got you.
Delicious, and that's it. I wonder where this dude is at now.
That was it.
Probably in jail for armed robbery.
I hate that dude.
Can you take me higher?
Oh, the Creed one, yeah. Can't forget about that.
Yeah.
I hate you so much. You sound like a freaking
90s local grunge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Hetfield. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
This is not going in anything.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna edit it, motherfucker. I'm putting it out.
Why do you sound like him?
I studied James Hetfield for years.
Take a mortal man and you put him in control.
Watch him become a god.
Alright, so I only want to do 2 on this one. Just because I don't want to fucking make him come too early.
Yeah, don't make him come too early.